What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Oh.
We just watched PK.
Wow, yeah. It won the vote in a landslide. It was great. So we'll see.
It really did.
We'll give you our thoughts on that film in a second.
Yes, we're very excited. The boys are back.
Yes.
Ben,
Isaac,
Mike. That's all
just
the
a quick
gang.
intro. There's a lot of new
names.
peeps watching the
Right,
Yeah,
yes, we just
yeah.
watched PK. If you want to see our full reaction, check it out on Patreon.
Yes, it's exclusively on Patreon, so please check that out.
This movie, I think, was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
My general thoughts. I think it's pretty... We were talking about this a little bit before we started recording.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty controversial in India.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're not...
Especially, I
yeah.
would say, for the older generation and stuff, too. That like,
Right.
I mean, we don't know everything about the culture.
Let us know in the
there,
comments,
but-
yeah. Is
yeah,
this a controversial movie?
Well,
Because it
and
seems
even to us, like, there were some parts that were like, oh, this is, whoa, we're
Right.
going there. Like,
Yeah.
okay. We're questioning religion and
Right.
God
Organized
and stuff.
religion
Yep,
and
yep.
faith healers and whatever.
Generalized,
Yes.
yeah, right.
Which was very interesting, and we'll get into that more. But yeah, it definitely is a controversial movie. That is one way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so weird for us because we're not, like, we don't know half of those religions that they were going over.
Well, and it was good to learn, like,
Yeah.
how, like, what the ceremonies were like, what
Right.
the kind of stuff they did. Which there was one point in the movie where they like whipped themselves,
Yes.
and then also they had like knives that were slitting, like cutting into their backs when they would whip themselves and stuff.
I had no idea that was a thing.
That was crazy to think that happens. And
I told
don't
my
know if
wife
that's
about
still,
that.
I wonder if that's really.
I was
that's
telling my
just
wife about that.
modern.
We Googled it, and it's still done in some places.
Okay. So that's that was interesting to see all the little different cultural things and different religions and all that.
I feel like we're jumping a bit too ahead.
We are, but that's
we started watching this movie. We thought, is this a sci-fi movie?
Yes. So the opening scene with Amir just buck
Stark
naked.
naked.
Like, wow,
The
that
Amir
was crazy.
Khan schlong.
What? We didn't. Don't worry, we didn't see any of that.
They were very good at hiding it. But man, he really does. He goes all out in his movies.
Yes.
You can just tell.
Oh my goodness. His facial expressions and stuff, the way he
freezes
his eyes too. Like, it was just.
How does he do that with his eyes?
I don't know. He was very good.
You could tell he definitely really ripped up to get to that
he has
point.
to be a method. He's got to be one of the greatest method actors, at least I've seen. At least with a limited amount of movies that I've seen.
Him
because he goes all out for physical and just the way he contorts his face and everything around him.
He's kind of like Christian Bale in American movies, where Christian Bale will definitely like augment his body,
almost like a Charlie Chaplin type thing. Was so everything's so expressive in facial expressions and everything surrounding that. But yeah, he does a great job in this movie. Yeah, like I said, we were kind of like, whoa, where's this going? The first Indian sci-fi movie?
We were like, what? Are we getting a sci-fi?
In the end, it didn't really...
but kind of. I mean,
it
technically
comes full circle.
Technically, I think it's sci-fi.
And I like how they used the sci-fi aspect, because it was cool to see him as an alien just drop onto Earth and be like, wait, what are all these weird, or not weird, but like,
practices,
that we interesting practices that he was just like stunned at. Like, what is this? Like, why do you do this and stuff? And the questions he had. And it was very interesting how they worked with that sci-fi aspect of it.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, and they made it just a really good movie based off of that. And how he could connect to people with like the holding hands thing. That was incredible. That song was so funny. And if you check out our React videos, you'll see that
we loved that song. Oh my gosh.
What was that one line where he's like, lusty boy?
Yes, he's a lusty boy.
I was like, man, this is nuts.
Oh yeah,
it probably was the translation or something like that.
I loved it though. I mean, like it was just so funny, and like that's what I love about these movies too. Is that they will go over such deep themes in some parts, and then be very silly and lighthearted in others. Yeah. But then also be really silly while also being very like contemplative too. Yeah. It was really refreshing to watch a movie that was really. Like, it really had a thought-provoking idea behind it.
It reminded me of Three Idiots almost to a T, and then I looked at the director afterwards, and I'm like, oh, he directed Three Idiots.
Wait, really? Oh, I didn't even know! Oh, that makes so much sense!
Yeah, it makes sense. So, I can't I gotta find the director's name.
That makes so much sense, because I was gonna say, because it does feel like that, because it's very...
Kumar? Yep.
Okay.
Raj Kumar.
Okay, yeah.
I think, unless I'm wrong, I believe he did. Yeah, he did Three Idiots, yep. So
makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, he wrote three. Okay, fair enough. So he didn't direct, but he wrote
Three Idiots.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. But regardless, he was involved.
You could taste the Kumarness of
well, just because like it would go from
he did
fun
direct
scenes.
He did direct. The powerhouse.
Because you could see the fun and serious scenes. He would go back and forth, and I thought the serious scenes were handled really well. Like it was in Three Idiots, there were a few times where, like Ben had mentioned,
there's too much.
It was a little jarring. When
right.
the scene change, it would be like super funny, and then suddenly you'd like
super
the one guy like who had committed suicide. It was just quick change there. This I thought they like transitioned it well between serious and fun. Like the songs were they fit. They were used in the right place. Mm-hmm. Like it was perfect where they put them in the movie and stuff, where they put the musical numbers.
Right.
And so I thought that, in a way, that was done even better than Three Idiots, even though I love Three Idiots.
No, I know, yeah.
So I really
love
that.
Three Idiots.
Yeah. We are the Three Idiots.
We are Three Idiots, yeah. Should rename the podcast to just Three Idiots.
Honestly, that's kind of catchy and it's short.
Who knows? Yeah, you never know.
Leave a comment.
Leave a like.
Leave a comment if we should.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was. I thought it was fairly well done as well. That sounds a little bit too. I liked it. Mm-hmm. And on the same level of Three Idiots, so it just had that same balance for me. It seemed like I was more connected to maybe the characters in Three Idiots a little bit more.
Okay.
But they were still Amir Khan still does a great job.
And
I felt
the
took me longer to get used to his character in this one.
Yes, it was harder to get along with him.
Because he was just so
weird,
like out there,
right? Which of course he was trying to do,
right? Exactly, that was his entire
right.
But then you warm up to the character, and then you're like, okay, this is where they're going. And then it was very interesting to see how. The main purpose was questioning. Like it's almost like the semblance of questioning in itself is something that should be admired and should be. And that was.
But that's also the controversial part
the controversy part, because
which is
there's all these established institutions or religions in India, which in Delhi, I believe. New Delhi is the key center. And I want to look in this more, but there were probably 7 to 10 religions just represented in New Delhi when they were going through that sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And remember, like, the white dress. I was very interested in, like, how white dress means a wedding in this.
Yes.
And then, it means a widow. And so, like, there were so many nuances.
That was very well done. Because we were kind of learning at the same time.
We were learning as he was learning, too.
It was cool to kind of get that. We felt like the alien, like...
Yeah, we felt like, Amir Khan.
Looking at the stuff, like, what's going on?
Yep.
But it was good. It was very educational, too.
Yeah.
To kind of see, like, whoa.
Right. And I guess this would be a question for the audience. Is New Delhi kind of like a melting pot of religions?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Obviously in America here we have quite a few religions represented, etc. But it seemed like there was even like almost different areas of the same town where there were mosques, there were
right.
I mean, it was just everything, and temples and everything.
Right. Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was and like I love how they showed, like you had just mentioned, like they showed Christianity, they showed like different religions there, and then yeah, and then like the questioning part. So yeah, what did you guys think of that? We should get into that. Where like it was that second half of the movie, it focused on like
it
how
definitely
he questioned religion and God.
Right.
Well, and actually, and near that you do have to watch, of course, the whole movie, because at the end,
right,
he says some stuff that I definitely agreed with, where he's like, we like in that one, I think. The best scene debate. Was at the debate on the TV show. It was incredible. Like I was just like engrossed in it. It was so good.
Yeah.
And so when Amir Khan's character, when he mentioned,
I'm trying to look up
he had said something like, why are there always like people in between you and God? Like why isn't it just you connecting to the Creator? Right. Like without the priests or without the everyone in between who have like their own version of God in their minds, kind of. And of course that's paraphrasing. He probably said it a lot better, but it was interesting to hear that, because like that was really fascinating, and coming from like a Christian background and stuff, that's something like that I strive for, like connecting with God, like one-on-one direct connection,
instead of
intermediary.
Yes.
Right. Because like humans, I think tend to screw things up.
Yeah,
royally,
there's like for us, or there's the Catholic Church kind of. There's some stuff.
Yeah. It gets squirrely in different cultures and stuff like that.
If you put too much, and this is a very practical point that they came across, if you put too much faith in men, that can be a big detriment to many people. And that was clearly shown in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what brings the controversy in, possibly, because if there are so many people following a faith leader or like one of those big tents and such, then the people who do follow them would be like, hey, why I'm in this boat that you're saying negative things about.
No, and I think too it's interesting, because if you think about like in India, this movie for sure makes a lot of sense. For us, it would be a lot more of like the mega church or something like that, where it's like more Christian based, right? Because in America it's much more Christian based stuff. It's still that kind of, there's the same, you could write
there's even
this
tents,
same
there's
story.
still tents,
there's
like
still the same
healers,
concepts that are throughout all religions, which is an authority of power in a organization, right? Like a figurehead that uses his power incorrectly, right? Or tries to translate it in a way that benefits him, kind of a way. And that always can lead to problems, and so that's kind of why you want to have like checks and balances in place and stuff too, which is interesting, and that's kind of what you're saying too, with like skipping out the middleman, kind of the direct direct connect.
And didn't Amir, at one point he was like, wouldn't God want us to help the helpless and
his
stuff,
children,
children, rather than doing all following this set of rules where like you have to roll to the temple or whatever. That was interesting. Like this is
but
all
even saying that is someone is going to be offended,
right?
So I know that's
controversial.
Like all the ritualistic practices in almost probably every major religion.
There's a weird practice amongst every single one that if looking at it you're like, what? But if you're in that, you're like,
if you're in the religion,
wild.
You see like, this is tradition. This is, something that was passed down to our generation.
But I think that's why it's so good for like people to get exposed to a wide array of stuff, so we can see, maybe this tradition isn't so normal after all, or maybe this tradition is. Maybe I should look around and kind of shop around what else is going on. I don't know.
Like going back to what he said earlier, like maybe instead of always like looking to this set of rules or whatever, or this ceremony or whatever, like look outside that and be like, okay, where can I help people outside of, like, how can I help other people who are helpless.
At the end of the day,
and it's the like love and I like that message.
Right,
in the movie.
Being a good person and stuff like that. And if ever you see a person in one of those positions of power that is deliberately not helping people or causing something,
then it's like,
then you know what's going. You know that there's an issue, right? And what you were referencing with the Catholic Church back in the day, there was some squirreliness, like the Crusades and stuff like that, and got a little nutty, and that's kind of where people that are in that power, that if they're not following,
if there's no checks and balances, it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Wow, this podcast,
we're going deep.
Oh, man, the comments are gonna go crazy.
When to be fair though, when the movie brings up those questions, I do like watching a movie that makes you think.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's got the glasses on.
What's up? Yes,
we got a very special announcement. We're releasing a Patreon.
We have a Patreon. Yes, check it out. It is link in the description.
Yes,
very good.
Check it out. We got our full react videos on there, and voting will be held on Patreon now, so that'll be fun.
Links.
So please check it out. Links in description.
Bye.
What?
Boom! My head did a little spin. But you guys didn't even see that. We did a little reshuffle, but it's all good.
Technical issues.
We were talking about
the heaviness.
The heaviness and how this movie really is like a thought-provoking movie. Which, and this is going to get us in trouble, but I didn't really think a lot after KGF. Both 1 and 2. I didn't go out of that movie like thinking about concepts, right?
Yeah. Oh man,
are we gonna get the hate comments again?
Bring it on.
Oh god, intelligent thinking. But
right, I think PK is a really thought-provoking movie.
And just like Three Idiots in that regard.
But in a different way, they went more into religion
than education,
which I really enjoyed. It was interesting.
For me, the first half of the movie, I was trying to get used to this style. It was pretty hard to fully be on board with. There were a lot of silly things. I like that. There were quite a few silly things.
Yeah, there were a few things that went a little too far.
But then I was understanding once he started his mission. Yes. I was like, okay, I see where this is going, and this is where they're trying to take us, and there's some interesting questions.
You think maybe Three Idiots did it better in terms of like the concept kind of?
There was a lot of silliness in Three Idiots.
True, but it kept you kind of throughout the whole movie. You're kind of walking through.
I think so, maybe a little bit more than this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really got on board once I understood. Okay, this is where he's coming from, and it's very interesting. Like I haven't seen many movies that deal with these questions.
You don't really see even in the US you don't see a lot of movies that go there with religion and stuff.
Usually it's a specific segment.
It's usually focused on one religion or one sect.
There's an analysis or a documentary on something regarding this. Yeah, this is covering more
this is like everything, all religions basically.
Yeah.
In a way. So that's why it's like, ooh, this is a lot.
They had a hard undertaking.
Yeah, because his the whole concept was he was trying to basically contact God,
right?
Yes. In order to eventually get back to his home.
Yes.
For that the necklace thing.
And so he was trying to find him.
Once he figured out his mission, but you're saying the beginning part before when he was kind of doing more of the backstory, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like
it was a little,
bit more meandering, maybe.
Sure.
I could see that. I still thought a lot of that was fun. So
it was definitely Three Idiots style.
And this is the thing too,
with the money thing, even that little skit where he's like, "What is money? Like, why is this person's face on paper?" He's like, "But it's not every
that was really
piece
fun.
Of paper."
There was some practical.
Oh, there was some really.
If I'm an alien, to try to figure it out.
Yeah, it was so good. I love that. Like it was fun to see that.
Yeah, there was many things that were like, oh, this is great. Yeah. Oh, you didn't like the dancing cars. That's probably what you're going to say.
That's exactly. So, okay. It was like the first time I was like, okay, that's understandable. But then, the joke, they kept
I
going
have a
back
question,
to that
though.
joke.
But, okay.
And I have the same question. Does that really happen all the time?
They're dancing cars in India.
Is that because, like, in America...
Boinking and schloinking and...
Amir Khan in the background stealing your wallet.
Yeah, is there gonna
while you're busy
And clothes too, right? I mean,
yeah. Imagine you're off sneaking out and then you're just stuck being naked in a car. Like, what am I gonna do?
Oh my gosh!
What a bummer that would be.
But the one scene, like, I thought it went a little bit too far there because there was one scene where it showed like in a parking lot, just all the cars were
that was
I'm like,
so funny.
Oh, you like that?
Okay,
I was just like, oh my god!
Let me ask
but that's not
is that pretty common in
That's such a weird question.
I want to know. I don't know.
Any one day you walk down the street, one out of 50 cars.
I'll say this: it's more common than you think in America. Have you ever been to a parking lot these days? There's always one.
But is the car really like moving?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a car rocking? I've seen it one time in college.
Oh gosh.
At the U.
Oh yeah.
I was going to my car and I saw just a car that was rocking and I was like, eesh.
Oh boy, run away. Wow.
It was in the corner. I didn't say much. It was quick.
Oh gosh. You should have knocked on the window.
No.
Like, hey guys.
I would have never done that. I saw that and I was like, nope. I didn't see anything.
Down and just
never say
run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till death.
Yeah.
Except till now.
Amir would definitely knock on
Amir would be like, let me eat
You're like, hey, you got
great opportunity.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so that part of it was a little bit, for me at least,
right.
that was like, oh, okay, I think they're kind of overdoing this. But other than that, really, there weren't a lot of negatives that I can think of. Like Ben was saying, there were some parts that meandered just a little bit. But other than that, especially that ending, and
Ending was pretty good.
And when she was reading her book at the very end, and her dad whistled in the audience, that was so touching. I was like, man, they're bringing it was really well done. Yeah.
I also
just thrown in there all of a sudden. They built it up to that point. And that's why I like that better than KGF, because sadly they just
it's hard to compare the two.
No, I'm not saying not trying to compare. I'm just saying with the plot line.
Definitely definitely with a romance arc too. But I don't know. I mean, I like this romance arc.
Oh, this was good because I didn't ever.
I like that. I know some people probably didn't like that, but I thought it was touching. I thought it was good. Well, I thought it was good that sometimes you don't get the girl.
Yeah.
And he was an alien, so it's he has to go, so it makes sense. He builds an attachment, but then he kind of knows his journey, kind of a thing. And I thought that was cute the way they did that.
Yeah. I agree.
Is there a PK2 coming out? Because that would be pretty cool.
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean,
they could definitely.
It seemed very sequelable, kind of a thing. I could see a second one, the way they ended it. It's next concept, right? What's the next we dealt with religion. What's the next thing?
Well, and now all the aliens came down at the very end of the movie, so we'll see see where that goes. All of them naked.
Yeah, but guys, let us know what you think too in the comments.
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts.
We got to get to scores. We got
ratings.
We got to guess. I think I know what you guys are gonna rate it.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know. Are we all gonna?
I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna be the same this
Probably
time.
not. No, so? I just from Ben's reaction, I think I have my mental scores of what I think people did.
Yeah. Okay.
And all right, I like this new system.
On 3, right.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa! Oh, wait, sorry. I was. Is that to? No, 3.5 for me.
Seriously?
I thought you were out of here.
Isn't that great how we knew he was not going to do 4 and we were like, what?
Ben's a little more.
Sorry, I was trying to guess yours and you guys both said 4. Yes.
We're both on 4 and you're at 3.5.
I was very surprised.
3.5 though, right?
3.5.
Okay.
Same as 3 Idiots.
Yep.
I like
because we like 3 Idiots more. So then
right. I would say 3 Idiots I liked a little bit more. So, but it wasn't quite.
I think I gave 3 Idiots 4.5.
I gave
3 Idiots 4.5.
Yeah, so this is 4. That's perfect.
But this was an enjoyable movie. It just took me a while to get into it.
Right.
But once I got into it, understood kind of the premise and the way they were. It was well done.
Guys, let us know too. I want to know a lot of things. So get your comment buttons ready. Okay?
Get ready to
make sure you hit the like button while you're there. But I have questions.
And join our Patreon.
And join our Patreon. But question 1, did you guys like this movie? Question 2 is, how was this movie received in
Yes.
Right. what was the cultural thing?
Like what happened?
What happened in theaters?
You got out of the theaters?
Because this movie came out a little bit ago, so I want to know what happened in India.
2014 is when this came out.
Yeah, was there it seems like not an attack necessarily, but on institutional
definitely seems like
institutionalized religions.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So, I know if I can only imagine it may have gotten a lot of heat, but I don't know. But so let us know if it did, and what you guys thought of the movie.
Yes, please do. Yeah. Also, on our Patreon page, we'll have some really cool voting, or we'll have some polls up there.
Yes, the polls are coming.
There's some food polls that we put up there. Food React.
Yeah, we're gonna do another food
react. We're getting some of those going, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, please join our Patreon page. It's only $1.
Yeah, $1 if you're a Patreon member. Yeah,
I mean you get access to all types of polls. Yeah. So we're gonna have a lot more on there.
If you are a Patreon member too, you're gonna vote. The next vote I think is the Food React vote, and also the movie too. Yes. I'm pretty sure.
We're working around like what part of the movie vote it'll be.
Right.
We were thinking about maybe doing the top 5 might still be decided by the fans, but then you would get the chance to pick
decide.
That
you pick
one
the head that will rise. So yeah,
you get a big.
So if you think Logon, the Once Upon a Time is not good, you could just never vote for it.
Yep.
Or if you're finally gonna let us watch
Gangs of Wasseypur, have we learned enough? Are we
or Jai
Bim? Oh yeah, Jai Bim. Yes,
one of the highest rated things.
It's so highly rated.
I don't know.
Oh my!
Let us know, guys. But yeah, I mean that's all I got. What else we got?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we saw one more movie, but that wasn't Memento. It was a good movie,
right?
But we don't need to get into
Check it out.
But yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.